Let's get real for a second. If your money actually stretched further in America, would you even be thinking about moving abroad? Because the truth is, moving overseas isn't just about adventure or palm trees or chasing some fantasy life. It's about money. Yes, we all want a better quality of life, but in today's world, that quality of life includes money. Money may not buy happiness, but it definitely buys choices. Period. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. This is Doc and Bean, and today we are breaking it down, the real talk about money and moving abroad. Not the sugar-coated version that everybody keep giving, right? Not the Instagram highlight reel. We're just talking about the money you actually need to move, the money you need once you're living there, and then what are you going to do for income while you're abroad? And yes, we don't like to talk about it, emergency money, right? It's just to make sure, I guess, not make sure you're safe because you can't always do that, but you got a little cushion. So, and if you're new here, welcome. We are in the process of moving to Thailand, right? We're sharing our journey. Listen, it can't get here quick enough. Okay, it can't get here quick enough.
Yeah, it's taken a while.
Yeah,
It's taken a while, and that's because you got stuck.
right.
When
But
you're
this,
old like you,
like, listen,
and you have stuff to handle
yeah.
and get rid of and situate.
Right. So what we're doing is embracing the journey, babe. This is the journey,
Yeah,
right? Our journey is not the same as everybody's journey that I could just pick up and leave. And your journey is going to be different, so don't get too frustrated. Don't get too down on yourself because your journey might not be like someone else's. We've had to, take that in. But we've been preparing for almost a year now because of setbacks and stuff. But it's we're getting close. We're getting close.
hmm
We sold our houses. We're wrapping up renovations on another property. And we're house sitting. If you want, we'll get more into that later, but let's get into it.
All right, we're gonna do this in sections,
Hmm.
right? Section one, and this is gonna be number one, but section one is the money that you need to actually move, which people don't really talk about,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah,
you need money to move. So what is that?
right. So what it really looks like, right? Of course, you're gonna need flights to get there, visas and any paperwork, visa applications, all that stuff. That can be a little costly, right? Deposits for apartments or rentals. If you don't want to get rid of your stuff and you want to ship stuff, that's gonna be costly. Um, Especially for the first few weeks while you're setting up there, you need to have money for that because that's separate from your cost of living money, right? Because SIM cards, you might want furniture if you're getting an apartment that's not fully furnished or anything like that. Transportation, groceries, all that stuff. You know that when you move, that first set of groceries is always that. I feel like that's more money, but it adds up fast, right? And I think a lot of people underestimate this part and end up burning through their savings because they didn't plan properly,
hmm
right? And especially when there's setbacks, things don't always go as planned. Like for us,
Like
it's
for us,
right.
yeah, we had a
So,
bunch of them
mhm,
over the last 10, 11 months.
right,
So we seem like we're moving now,
yeah,
but we still have certain things to do.
right, because you have a certain amount of money saved, planned to do certain things, and then you have setbacks. So you're using more of your money because now you're here in America longer than you thought, like we thought, right? Um, so you're now dipping into your savings because the longer you stay in America, the more money you spend because everything is more expensive here, right? So while we're waiting for the renovations, instead of um, might be staying at hotels or like all the time at family house. We are using trusted house sitters, right? So we use a platform where you can stay for free. Your accommodations can be for free, and that's around the world.
hmm
So that has helped us with our costs. And if you want to know more about that, I'll have a link in the description, like a how-to guide telling you, and you could read more about it if it, fits with you, because it's not only for what we're doing. You can use it around the world, right? So yeah, so for us, we would say now, rule of thumb, whatever you're planning, whatever move you're planning, and you have your money, have at least probably 30% more than you think you would, because for stuff that pops up that we didn't foresee. So
Hmm.
yeah. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the video. Head over to talkandbean.com to grab your free travel resources, our personalized itineraries, and powerful AI prompts. And be sure to join our Facebook community, Go Global, Travel, and Move Abroad, where the real conversations happen. All the links are in the description. Enjoy the rest of the video and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
All right. Next section is you're going to need money to live.
Yeah.
You're going to need money to live that you already should have when you get where you go.
Right. And you always like bring me back to reality because they'd be like, oh man, I can't wait to go. I can't wait to this. I can't wait to that. And like,
Yeah, and I'm the one
mhm,
that's saying we're not ready yet. This has to be in place, and this has to be in place, and this has to be in place. This is why
right.
we're still here.
Yeah. Cause see, I would have been like, man, I don't care about none of this stuff. Let's just go.
Yeah,
And then I would be over there with no money. Oh, I'll be there with less money, probably
yeah.
having more worry and less money. When we want to go over there with more money and less worry.
Hmm.
So yeah, once you land, right, money to live over there, but you're gonna have to now, your cost of living expensive, rent, food, transportation, healthcare. In many countries these costs are cheaper than in the US, but don't think it's free, or don't think like, oh, I could just brush that off. No, it should be something that you are actually thinking about. And inflation is hitting everywhere, even though paradise comes with bills,
Hmm.
right? So
Yeah, they're just lower
yeah,
than
yeah,
here, but they're still bills.
right. And check out our last video. Can we still afford to move, or can you still afford to move? Because we're breaking down some of the inflation in popular countries that people are moving to.
Hmm.
So this is where everyone asks, what's the magic number for your monthly expenses, right?
Hmm.
So how did you find that? Okay, just looking at other people's videos, you would be able to know that.
It's hard to know. So
Hmm.
you really got to know it for yourself and
Right.
what you like to do. We had a number of 3,000.
Right.
That's what we came up with. Our number was 3,000 a month. And it could be less. In these countries, it could be less.
Mm-hmm.
And then it could be more based on what you like to do.
Yeah.
So,
So the truth is going to really depend on your lifestyle, right? This is so personal. I feel like, because you can listen to YouTubers and all that stuff, but it's too intricate for you to definitely listen to someone when your habits are going to be different. Are you going to be eating street food, using public transportation? Do you want a luxury apartment or a modest apartment? So I think that solely depends on you. But if you want to use a baseline to see, yeah, listen to the videos and stuff like that, Numio.com, you can plug in your own stuff and you get like a base level, Expatistan.com, Nomad List, all of those we've used to see what our baseline would be. Even like Facebook groups, you have
mhm.
conversation with people, Reddit. I read a lot of forums there and stuff like that. But
Yeah, if you like to, you got to fit. This is so personal because you
mhm,
might like to eat a little bit more. I think I eat a little bit less
mhm,
and I eat fruit a lot. It's probably cheaper,
mhm.
but I like to get massages
Yeah.
like every single day.
Yeah, like we go, and sometimes we'll be walking. If we don't get a full body massage, we're getting a foot massage,
Right.
So it's like we've been to the weekend market and got like, oh man, 2 foot massages in one day or
Hmm.
something like that. We're walking and we'll get couple massages in a day because we feel like it. So it'll have to depend on you and
Yeah.
what you feel
Oh,
like
we
you're
like
doing.
local food.
And that's the thing. So
So
our
it's going to be cheap.
massage bill gonna be more expensive,
Yeah.
but eating, we're gonna pay $2 and eat off the street when
Right.
most people are not comfortable eating off the street at all.
Hmm.
So that's totally up to you. So if you are enjoying this video, right, and you want to support what we're doing and the information we're sharing, you can buy us a Thai tea. It's a couple dollars and it's small to you, but it's important to us. It helps us continue the content creating and also join our newsletter. The link's in the description.
Mm. All right, section 3. Section 3 is, and this is probably the most important. This is what everybody talks about. This is the biggest issue, and
Mhm.
that is your income while you're abroad. How are you going to make money?
Yeah, because I think if everybody could just already have making money and you have a job and your job said you can leave, people will be out. People will
Yeah.
be out. Like
Hmm.
they would figure out how to save up a little change to move, but they will be out.
Yeah.
So I think this is the most important money issue.
Hmm.
Even for us, we had to like, okay, how are we going to make sure we have a base income?
Hmm.
So are you, remote, working from the US, retired, collecting a pension,
Hmm.
running an online business, you could teach English,
Hmm.
or just like have passive incomes like rental properties or something. You have to figure something out so money can keep coming in and not just go on savings. Because the truth is, savings is very risky. We've seen people burn through like $20,000 in 6 months, or I
Hmm.
was watching a video with another couple we interviewed, and they were like helping another couple that had went to Thailand, remember?
Yeah.
And they
So
had
they were counting on YouTube money,
mhm,
but their YouTube was new.
yeah.
And they just went over there and they had a lump sum of money and they were depending on YouTube to take off.
Mhm.
Which if you're on YouTube, you already know.
Yeah,
that-
that's pie in the sky stuff
yeah,
because if
it
you're
takes a while.
yeah, it takes a while to build YouTube and you are not bringing in a bunch of loot and you have 500 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, you have to really be
Yeah.
it's longevity. So for them, and so they went on savings hoping something would kick off and it didn't. So
Yeah.
you need to have steady income. We're not judging anybody, of course, but you have to be prepared. We're prepared and we're trying to make sure or trying to help you be prepared, right?
Mhm.
So we structured ours because I'm a retired 911 operator. I have a pension. We're gonna have rental income.
Yeah.
But
But this is stuff that I guess if you're older
mhm,
and ready to retire, then you maybe will or should have stuff in place already. For
right.
us being older, yeah, we did well with properties.
Mhm.
So we did well with properties, and then you did well with a pension. There's not many jobs that give
Still
you a
have
pension,
one,
but
you
you were
know?
there for 20 years and you get a pension.
Mhm.
And our properties that we actually have. So,
Yeah.
and this is the stuff that actually still keeps us
Going, right.
here, but because we got to handle that before we leave, and
Right.
we got to make it work for us before we leave.
So that's the base. And then we also like on YouTube, we have our business Stack and Bean, where we do like, travel consultations, sell digital itineraries if you want custom itineraries.
Hmm.
Send me a message. And then we also share free resources on our website. Go grab those. Um, but for us, it's bringing long-term income on top of what our base is. But
Hmm.
having a base is important. Having a safety net.
Yeah.
So for us, that's what we're
Yeah,
doing.
I think the base, you have a base, and our base is okay. We can actually stay in Thailand on our base, and we can have shelter and we can have food.
Yeah.
But anything extra, we gotta actually build.
Right, right. And when because we know the future we want. We see what we want, how we want, how free we want to be. So, and that's what people say, "Oh, you want this life and it's not about money." No, stop lying. It is like money gives you
Oh my!
more freedom. And we could say that it's not, but what is going to give you that? Yeah.
I already know what I.
And
Yeah,
what you
I
want.
want the pampering after.
Yeah.
Yeah, the grinding is over. I want the pamper.
Yep, yep. As you get to a certain age, you tired. I don't want to clock in anymore. I want to do none of that. No, it's on my time.
All right. So
Hmm.
section 4, that is emergency money. This is tricky
Yeah,
because what is emergency money? I notice that the emergency money I want for us is a lot more than what people say emergency money is.
yeah. Because
Because emergency money, they'll say it's 5,000 and maybe even 10,000,
yeah,
but 2,000 my emergency money is 2 years of living expenses.
That's not emergency.
That
That's not emergency pay. Emergency is an actual emergency, like
Mhm,
a medical something, and you have to pay extra money at
mhm,
the hospital.
yeah,
Something happens back home, and you
mhm,
gotta buy a plane ticket right there, like
mhm,
that type of money. So for what I would say would be like something emergency, like having like maybe 5G,
mhm,
you know, that is emergency money
mhm,
in like liquid cash,
mhm,
but then having a credit card empty to where like, all right, we need to buy 2 tickets right now. We have a card. We don't have to worry about how we're getting that money. Like it's just you have a credit card to buy those tickets. So I think
mm,
having a credit card, you know, not just having the credit card, having money available, the card that can, you know, you can buy a couple tickets or do whatever. And then cash, liquid cash that you can dip into for medical expenses or for anything that you might need.
mhm,
You know, so to me that would be um what an emergency fund is. And people, you know, I always say this working from 911. I always say people always say think it's not going to be them. Oh,
mhm,
it happens to people, but it's not going to be me.
mhm,
And I have lived different, like when it's something can always happen, not thinking negatively or something like that, but you always think it's not going to be you and then it's you.
mm,
So just you might as well plan for it or prep for it.
mhm,
So it's not so much of a worry. You have that cushion. You know, you have that backup. Yeah. So just get an emergency savings. It could be like 3 to 6 months of living expenses over in Thailand. And that's not too bad. You know, travel and health, as I
mhm.
said, and just accessible cash. 5,000 to 15 maybe, depending on your lifestyle. But that's what we plan. So cushion, as I said, buys you peace of mind, right?
Mhm.
And I think that's priceless, especially in a foreign country where, you know, somebody can't just send you money. Maybe they can, but you know, and they say, as I said, money don't buy happiness, but
It helps.
it helps.
Yeah.
It helps. It does. So yeah, that's it. I think that's it. You got anything else to add,
Um, like
babe?
I said, I do think that everybody's living expenses and their budgets are different. And maybe older people want more money.
Yeah.
And we think we need to be safer because some of the budgets that people have for their safety and their, I don't think it's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think 3 months and 6 months is enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at least a year of living expenses at maybe 2,500 a month,
Yeah. And for
I think, and that's around 30,000.
yeah.
So I think 30, 60,000 is what you should have. That's
No,
what I think.
most people don't have that, and
Well,
that's the
this
thing.
is where
Yeah.
the preparation comes in from years of doing stuff,
Mhm.
of years of doing. And I know most people
Yeah.
won't have that, but yeah, we don't make any money for a year or two, which is not like probably not. That's not realistic. You will make some money, right, if
Mm.
you're doing
Right.
something, but I just think a year or two.
No, people be like, "Oh, they decide last year," or and then so if because the current situation and like current times when people are seeing more, they can move to Thailand, they seeing all these places they could do. They wasn't planning on having, you know, all this money and all this.
Mm,
Like it wasn't something that was planned. So you have to figure out some other way. And most people are probably not even gonna have 15,000 for the visas that, you know,
yeah,
you could
probably.
get. So I think just be reasonable. Listen, for me, if I was younger, if I was, as long as I have a credit card to get me back to the US so I can, you know, or the Virgin Islands, St. Croix, back to get into my mama's house
Yeah.
and, you know, to set myself up again, that's all I would need.
Mm,
But you see, I got
yeah,
him right here.
yeah,
So
that's not
I don't got to worry about
because they ain't trying to talk.
that.
So
Yeah. But so that's it, guys. Like, share, subscribe to our channel. You know, head over to our website, check out our itineraries. We have AI prompts that help you travel cheaper, you know, find cheap tickets, hotels, all that good stuff. Sign up for our newsletter. But yeah, thanks for following us. All right. See ya.
peace.